Hello and welcome to another show on Football Talk Podcast. My name's Ozzie, and today we'll be discussing something positive surrounding a major transfer, and that is Liverpool have made their first summer signing with Alexis Mac Allister. Now, I don't even think the transfer window is officially open yet, but we're doing some groundwork very early on, and as fans, that's what we love to see. My thoughts on Alexis Mac Allister as the player, I think it's a fantastic signing for Liverpool. The biggest surprise was actually the transfer fee. A measly 35 million was paid to get his signature. Really surprised that there wasn't more interest in the player from other clubs. But at this stage, who cares? We've got the player that we wanted. Ability-wise, he's exactly what we need in our midfield. He's technically gifted. He can play as a number 6, number 8, or as a number 10. So very versatile, and that has a Klopp signing written all over it. His strength is his passing ability. He can dictate play. His passing selection is top class, as he always makes the right type of pass on the pitch, which sounds very simple, but at the highest level, it really isn't. So that means he's the one that will make things tick on the middle of the park and will be the playmaker for this Liverpool midfield. Because of his versatility, he can pretty much fit into any system that Klopp deploys. So he can easily play in a 4-3-3, a 4-2-3-1, a 4-4-2, a 4-2-4 even, or a 3-2-5, just to name a few formations there. So with that said, I think it's time to analyze Mac Allister and see where he would fit in different formations that Klopp has set the team up in the past. I'm sure there will be a lot of opinions with what I present. So if you're watching live, feel free to drop a comment in the live chat and give me your thoughts. I'll try to upload it onto the screen. If you're watching on replay, drop a comment below and let me know what you think, and I'll respond to you after the show. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, you would have noticed that I uploaded a post last night to present the team that I think or I can see being lined up if we were to sign the players that we've been strongly linked with. So that includes the likes of Kone, Thuram, and Inacio from Sporting Lisbon. So here is the graphic. As you can see, I've placed Mac Allister in a double pivot rather than as an advanced number 8/10, however you want to phrase it. So hear me out. The reason why I've placed Mac Allister in a double pivot is simply because of his passing distribution. For me, he looks perfectly suited to play that role of a deep playmaker. And alongside Trent, they'll be pulling strings for days. Now, a lot of people are probably thinking, Mac Allister, he's not a number 6. He's not a destroyer. That's not really his game. Well, first part of last season, he actually played in a double pivot alongside Caicedo for Brighton. And at times, he also played in a double pivot for Argentina, who we all know went on to win the World Cup. But guys, one thing to make a note of when it comes to playing a double pivot, the two midfielders that are playing, they're playing in a partnership and they work together defensively and offensively. So normally the players that are selected to play in a double pivot are normally all-rounded midfielders. So a destroyer is not necessary with this sort of formation. As long as they can work together and take on their responsibilities, the team will be functionable. Of course, if we had a so like a ball playing destroyer in the team, that would be amazing, of course. Like a Declan Rice, for example. But there aren't many available, and in Declan Rice's case, he has a hefty price tag. So probably not the kind of player we would try to acquire at this stage. So looking ahead in the team, the thinking behind placing Kone and Thuram further up is because I believe both players have skill sets that will allow them to really shine and be effective in this team. Now, I know Kone plays in a double pivot for his club in Germany, Borussia Mönchengladbach, and Thuram started his career as a CDM, but he has evolved into a box-to-box midfielder in the last season or so. Both players share very similar traits, but one thing that they both share is insane dribbling ability. Now, this is why I think If we play them further up, we can really exploit teams by having two ball carriers causing havoc and pushing teams back with our intensity. Also, you'll probably notice I have a new left-sided centre back in the team with Sporting Lisbon's in Inacio. Now, I'm not sure if we'll sign him, as the rumors have seemed to have dried up recently. But he has been strongly linked with the club in recent months, as well as Wolfsburg's Van der Ven. So, regardless, my point of adding Inacio to the lineup is to basically present that a new left-sided centre back is a must this season. Just got a comment here. Big up, bro, from Bobby K. Thank you, Bobby, for tuning as always. Appreciate your support. Now, I know Robertson has played there in the last couple of months, but there were games where he naturally, being a fullback, bombed forward down the left-hand flank and left a lot of space behind him, which unfortunately the opposition exposed, which left us exposed and allowed the opposition to exploit us. The team were defending in isolation. So that is one area I feel like we need to improve. But hey, this is just my vision at the moment. It's not gospel. I might have a different perspective on another day. But looking at the profile of players that we've strongly been linked, I believe this formation and lineup that I've presented to you right here would bring the best out of each and one of them, and also the team. So another big point will be a lot of people thinking, where's Fabinho and where's Jordan Henderson? Well, I have two words, and that's squad rotation. This would be my team when everyone is fully fit. But for me, Henderson should be a squad player next season and utilized as a six, and needs to stay away from playing as an advanced eight. For me, he's not effective at all, and he slows the play down when he plays further up. At this stage, there is no certainty of what formation we'll play next season. So, are we going to stick with this new 3-2-5 formation, or are we going to revert back to 4-3-3, or maybe even play a new formation like a 4-2-3-1 that allows us to play with a double pivot, which gives Trent Alexander the license to play more centrally? At this stage, I can't confirm. It remains to be seen. But let's say the players I've added are the signings that we actually make this summer. How would the team set up when we deploy different formations? So what I'll do is I'll remove this graphic and I will share another graphic to present different types of formations. So here we go. So no need to present the 3-2-5 formation, as pretty much the post that I presented earlier on. So in hindsight, if we revert back to 4-3-3, this is what the shape of the team would look like, or this would be the players that I would select. So Alisson, obviously, goes without saying, will be our number one goalkeeper as always. The back four will remain. It will be Robertson, Van Dijk, Konate, Alexander-Arnold. Even if we bought a left-sided centre-back like an Inacio or a Van der Ven, they will probably be on the bench in this situation. Now you're probably looking at my midfield and you're thinking, you've been talking about Kone being a progressive midfielder. Why have you got him as a CDM? In the previous formation, you had Mac Allister play more defensively in a double pivot. The thing with Mac Allister, I would never play him as a lone CDM. He would only function in a double pivot, so playing alongside someone in midfield. Kone has the traits to play as a number 6. I wouldn't be overly confident with him playing in that role, because even for him, he hasn't really played that role. He plays in a double pivot for his club as well. So based on the players that we've signed, I would probably play Kone there. I know Thuram has played as a defensive mid in previous years, but if you see how he plays, I feel like you take a lot away from his game if you play him in the number 6 position. So that would be my midfield. And then you have the front three there of Luis Diaz, Gakpo, and Mo Salah. So let me know what you guys think of that formation and my team selection there. Now, if we were to play a completely different formation, even the 3-2-5 was a surprise for all of us. To be fair, it was about time we switched up tactics, but with Klopp, it didn't seem like it was going to happen, but thankfully it did. What if Klopp wanted to try a different formation, to stick with a double pivot, but maybe still have a back four? Let's see how that would look. So we'll go with 4-2-3-1 here. So for me, in this situation, I think we've got to move a lot of the players around here. We'll just take off a lot of these guys here. So the defensive mid for me would be Kone. His position that he's played for Borussia Mönchengladbach. And I would actually play Thuram in this one. So they play as a collective. And up top, probably go for Allister. Obviously, with this formation, it's not like a stick formation. These players will interchange. So, for example, Mac Allister and Thuram would interchange based on the opposition. If we need more power and more intensity in the front line, you'll see Thuram playing that number 10 role. You could literally go either way. So this is why I think Klopp has targeted these three midfielders in particular, because they're multifunctional. They can all play as a 6, 8, even as a 10, and they all work. They should, in theory, work well together. So that's why we've got him here. I'm actually thinking, yeah, so let's do Diaz here. Diaz, and then you've got Salah. And still go ahead with Gakpo. I think Gakpo is the first choice striker for the team. Now, as you can see, I haven't played Trent Alexander-Arnold in a double pivot, which was the whole purpose of this formation. So with that being said, one of these players would need to be excluded. So that's a tough decision. Who would I get rid of in this team selection here? I'm kind of swaying towards Kone. So in that said, it would be Thuram. And then Trent would go over here. Now, that basically means that there's a right spot that is vacant. Would I give it to Joe Gomez or would I give it to Calvin Ramsey? I would give it to neither. If this was the formation that Klopp wanted to go ahead for next season, which I don't think is the case, but let's just speak in theory right now, we'd have to sign a new right back. Now, if you'd ask me, my first choice right back would be Frimpong from Bayer Leverkusen. I think he is available for transfer. He's been linked with Manchester United and Man City. A very rapid fullback. Can even play as a wing back. Or can even play as a right wing. So on that right hand side, he will definitely be a menace to the opposition. Defensively, he's good at one-on-one duels as well. Good thing with Frimpong, he's actually homegrown as well. He was a part of the youth setup at Man City. So, you know, ticks a lot of boxes there. And I think he's available for around 30 to 40 million. So if that was the route to go, I would probably look at him. Our new sporting director, George Schmackett, I think is how you pronounce it. I need to learn how to pronounce his name. I can't butcher his name every time I do a live show. But obviously, he is an expert in the German market, so you would expect him to do well in terms of negotiating a deal there. But this is just in hindsight, to say the least. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Just got a comment here from King93 Water. Do you think that Liverpool should sign a right back because of Trent's new hybrid midfield role? So just literally presented the graphic there for the 4-2-3-1. Might present up just to talk about my point in more detail. So if we were to deploy a 4-2-3-1 formation, I think it would be quite useful. If we were to play the 3-2-5 formation, it wouldn't be necessary. I would say a left-sided centre-back would be priority. In the long term, maybe a right-sided centre-back to cover Konate because of his injury record. So at this day, I think Gomez would be a good cover. I know a lot of fans have already disregarded Joe Gomez and want him out of the club. I still feel like he's a good player there, despite a lot of poor performances this season. But you have to look at the defense. Collectively, they haven't been great. So I think he deserves another season. I think obviously the homegrown quota will allow him to probably stay for another year, which is a minimum, I would say. So it would depend on the formation. If we were to do a 4-2-3-1, then I think a right back is key to play that position. I wouldn't trust Gomez or Ramsey to occupy that right back spot. And I think Trent Alexander-Arnold would flourish playing in a more central role. So yeah, I'm more of a fan of the 3-2-5 formation. I think it works really well for us. Still some areas to kind of work on in terms of defensively. I think we would probably have to adapt our shape, maybe revert to a 4-3-3 on a sort of defensive position. But once we attack, we can go back to that 3-2-5. So it's all about transitions in terms of how the team is set up. But that's why having a multifunctional midfield will be key to our success. Having a destroyer like Fabinho might not be the way forward going in the long term, because he's only specific to playing one style of play, to break up play and play more centrally. Play on the left side of a midfield or right side, he's not effective. So that's why I feel like this is the reason why we are targeting these type of players, this type of profile of players who are robust. They can interchange amongst each other. So exciting stuff, to say the least. You just sent another comment, King 93 Water. What about Ivan Fresneda from Valladolid in La Liga for right back? He looks a good talent, to be fair. I'm not sure of his situation at the club. I know Arsenal were very strongly linked with him. But yeah, that would be a great option because I believe he's 18 years old. So technically speaking, he wouldn't need to be registered as a squad player. So that will save us a few years, I guess. So we wouldn't need to kind of make up the numbers to fill up the homegrown quota, but then at the same time, it gives us an extra space to add a foreign player as well. So he looks a talent. I've seen him a few times, not a lot, but from what I've seen, he looks a good player, good prospect. Still a bit raw, in my opinion. I would probably go for someone a bit more polished in terms of going forward. I've got Frimpong here. I know he's quite younger, but he's played for Man City. So he played at youth level there. He went to Celtic, and then he's playing his trade in the Bundesliga for a couple of years now. So I feel like he's gained a lot of experience in the last 2-3 years. So yeah, let me know if there's any other right backs that you would consider. I don't think right back would be high on the agenda unless we were to deploy this formation. I think in the 3-2-5 formation, our right back is not necessary. So yeah, very, very interesting to say the least. But the picture, I think, will be a lot more clearer once more signings are made. I mentioned Kone and Thuram quite a lot in this episode. There are strong rumors circulating that we have agreed personal terms with Thuram, and we are actually in advanced talks with Kone, which is very positive news. I'm liking the way Liverpool are moving right now. Fingers crossed that these two players are signed for Liverpool. And yeah, once we sign more players, we'll do more episodes to talk about their positions and team. We can delve into tactics in more detail. But at this stage, it's pretty much all rumors and transfer talk right now. I think as Liverpool fans from previous windows, like the collapsed transfer of Nabil Fekir, we're a bit edgy when it comes to transfer speculation. I know I am sometimes. So once we get official news, once we get the pictures of the player holding the Liverpool shirt, that's when it's time to get excited. So we'll take it from there. I just got another comment here. Liverpool fan for life. Hey brother, I'm Jordan. I've changed my name. Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate you tuning into the show. I'm liking the profile picture there of Mac Allister as well, or Mac 10 as we're calling him now. So yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in. That concludes our show. Thank you to Bobby K, King Knight Free Water, and Liverpool Fan for Life, also known as Jordan, for the comment. Appreciate your contribution. I mentioned of transfer talk earlier on. So speaking of transfer talk, that will be the new title of our new series, which begins this Monday at 10 p.m. So please make sure to tune in. It won't just be Liverpool transfers; it will be Liverpool transfers plus. We'll also cover all the latest speculations surrounding Europe. It will be a weekly show. I plan to do it early in the week, so like a Monday and Tuesday. The best thing to do is probably follow me on social media at Ozzie.ftp on Twitter. Sorry, on Instagram, or OzzieFTP on Twitter. And keep up to date with any announcements or my views on breaking news and transfer speculation. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Just got a comment here from King Knight Free Water. Early Prem Liverpool predictions. At this stage, I can't say, to be honest with you. The Mac Allister one is a very good sign. It's a step in the right direction. However, if that was the only signing, we would have definitely improved. I don't think it's hard to say that, but we need more, which is probably why we pulled out or were not able to go ahead with that Jude Bellingham deal. But yeah, a bit early to say. I think once we get some more players through the door, we'll be able to talk in more detail. And then, yeah, before the season starts, I will do a Premier League preview show. So I'll be able to elaborate and talk in more detail then. But thank you for the comment, King Knight Free Water. So as always, guys, take care, stay safe, have a great weekend, and we'll see you all very soon. Goodbye.